Hey girls, how's everyone doing? So, it's evening time. Guess what I'm doing? I'm drinking my wine, right? And it tastes amazing. So, baby steps, right? Baby steps. Like, I can talk to you about, embracing the goddess that I see in you. Hi, Megan. How are you? But it is so much about taking little steps for all of you. It's so much about taking little steps. And that's kind of what I've been missing here. And because for me, I've gone the whole way. I've done the path. I've taken the little steps. To me, it's like self-explanatory, but I get it, and I want for you to take the steps to embrace that inner goddess within, right? So, how many of you are sitting at home right now with your kids wearing pajamas, right? I mean, pajamas are awesome, don't get me wrong, but, right? How do we embrace that feeling of being sexy, right? Like, so many women come to the studio and they feel like, wow, I want to feel sexy. Like, what if I feel sexy all the fucking time? All the time, like when I have my session, when I go home after the session. Like, imagine feeling that. Like, imagine feeling that all throughout, like for the next week and the next month and a year, like until you just live sexy, right? You feel it. It's in your vibration. You just you don't need to do anything crazy. It's like within you, right? And it feels good, right? It feels amazing to feel beautiful, and it feels amazing to want to get up in the morning and do your makeup, and it feels amazing to want to dress up in the morning, right? And it feels amazing to do your hair, right? And it feels amazing to style your clothes and go out and go have drinks with your girlfriends and look good, right? So how do you maintain that level of femininity, right? Like, how do you get in the mood? What do you have to do to get out of that crazy work, like if you're a mom, you are kid, what are the schedules, let's get the lunches ready, let's roll, I'll drop you at school here, I'll drop you, if you're a mom, right? Especially nowadays, with COVID, so many of us are homeschooling, right? And it's so hard to get anything else beyond that done, right? So it's really kind of a struggle for many of us, where before we used to have a little bit of time for ourselves. Now it's you go, if you're a working mom, you go to work, you come back, you have kids, and right? Where is that me time? Where is that me time for me, right? So what can we do, right? And that's moms. What about the women who are working corporate jobs, right? 9 to 5, gotta get to the office by 9. Nowadays there are no offices in majority of places, right? It's get on a Zoom call link, right? But it's kind of the same idea. It's actually even worse, where if you were going and working out of an office where the office is not really your home, you would at least get ready, put the makeup on. Lots of girls hate driving, hate traffic. Me the same. Don't appreciate the traffic or the roads, right? But home is awesome. Like, you can work from home, but you lose that level of like zest, right? Like, desire to look good. You're like, okay, I'll roll out of my bed, like in my pajamas, like turn on my computer, like maybe put on the nice shirt, right? The nice shirt, like nobody's gonna see my pajama pants, but I'm gonna wear the nice shirt, right? How many of you do that? I want to say that I do that. No, I don't do that because I like to dress up. Anyway, so you get me, right? Like, we're all coming from different backgrounds. We all have different experiences and different jobs that we do and roles that we play. Like, but the reality is coming down to, when do you have time to feel like a woman? Like, when do you feel time to want to do something like sexy, right? Like something feminine. So I'm here to kind of give you some tips on what you can be doing instead of wearing that pajama pants right now while you're sitting watching TV. So, number one. Go find sexy underwear. Go find some sexy underwear or lingerie and put it on, right? I look good in the mirror, check yourself out. It's like, yes, like say, yes, I'm sexy right now, right? So, how awesome does that feel, right? Number two. And if you have a significant other, even better, right? Put something over your lingerie right now, right? That you're gonna put on, right? You're putting it on, right? Are you? Yeah? All right. So, when you do step number one, your second step would be go and walk by him and show him a little sneak peek of what's under the cover, right? Something awesome that he could be experiencing right now, but he's choosing to watch TV. But there's so much more. There's so much more, right? So that is step number two. Oh, I need more wine for that conversation, right? Love it. So, what did we do after that? I mean, do I need to tell you? Do I really need to tell you? Do I really need to tell you? All right, so that is a challenge, evening challenge for girls who have a partner, a boyfriend, a husband, whoever you want, right? For girls who don't have a partner or a husband to tease right now, what do? You still go and find that sexy piece of lingerie, right? And you still put it on and you look in the mirror and say, I'm fucking hot, right? And then you go ahead, pour yourself a glass of wine or champagne, even better. There's always a time to celebrate you. Yes, there is always a time to celebrate, right? And then tell me what you like to do. Do you like read books? Do you like taking baths? Do you like reading books? Oh, I already mentioned that. Wait, did 2 sips of wine got me tipsy? No. All right, so what is it for you? What is your self-care ritual? What is your self-care ritual that you can indulge in to practice? And practice is a great word for it. To practice your femininity, right? To get in that feminine energy, to feel good, to vibe, to like just have this really really awesome evening with yourself or with your friends or with your significant other. Like, what can you do right now that can spice things up for you? Like, even if you're all by yourself at home, like, can you call your best friend and can you chat? Like, what is an amazing, like, I find myself so wrapped up all the time into like in my phone. Like, I understand that like there's so much out there, but for some stupid reason I choose to like scroll through my phone, and it's so addicting. We all know it, but we do nothing about it, right? And it's such a waste of time in the sense that we could have done so many more nourishing things for ourselves versus just scrolling, because that usually doesn't make us feel good, right? We either see other friends having fun while we are like sitting at home, right? Like, we see these really awesome people traveling the world while we still at home, right? Like, but the thing is that you need to understand you are the one that's creating that experience for yourself. So instead of looking at others and what other people are doing, why can't you create that for yourself? Even if it's baby steps, even if it just take a nice bath with bubbles. It can feel so good, right? Or even if like sometimes I have, and don't tell, like if you're on a diet, like don't tell anyone, like I get my like I'm on a healthy like whatever the period, like I'm eating healthy, I'm eating salads, and then I have my like day or hour or like 3 hours where I'm like, fuck everything, I want like to eat like the most unhealthiest thing on earth, and I go like to a grocery store and get myself like a cupcake or like something like my latest thing has been Nutella, the hazelnut spread. I was like, what the, but it definitely goes in my butt right away. But like in that moment, like I feel good, like it makes me feel good, right? And that's what matters. That's what matters. Like, I am inspired to eat something sweet, something amazing, and celebrate life, because life is all about enjoyment. If I say no to Nutella, I'm gonna hate everyone and the foods that I eat. Like, what kind of epic life is that? Where's the enjoyment in that? So what are the little things you can indulge in? And, you don't have to wait until tomorrow, right now. What is it that you feel inspired for right now? Like, do you feel inspired for, like I said, like dancing? Do you feel inspired for listening to music? Do you feel inspired for lighting up some candles and like reading a beautiful book? Like, you don't need anyone else but you, because you are in charge of setting it up for yourself, right? You are in charge of creating the atmosphere. You are in charge of creating the mood. And I'm a big advocate for like keeping fun things, like being a child, being in that, in that moment of like, the other day I saw these like galaxy projectors, right? And I was like, wow, how cool would it be to have like a galaxy projector in my bedroom? Because like that's the very playful energy to like start like or to live from, because not only it brings you to the place when you felt so happy back in the day, for the most of us, unfortunately not all kids are that fortunate, right? But majority of us felt the happiest when we were kids, because there are no like adulting happening, no like problems to solve and bills to pay, right? So that brings you to that moment where you just truly really enjoyed life and felt happy just because. felt happy just because, right? So why don't you put the lingerie on and like pour yourself a glass of champagne or wine and be happy just because, doing the things because you want to do them, right? It's so hard to get from that mindset of like, oh my God, I have a to-do list. I have like the things to like, oh, how can you tell me to do things? Like, how can you tell me to go spend time, take this time for myself, get a bath, put the lingerie on? I have like 10 million things I need to do. I need to do the laundry and the dishes and clean the house, and kids like put all these Legos out. Like, no, you have no idea about my life. Like, believe me, I know. Believe me, I know, but you're the one that needs to prioritize yourself. You're the one that needs to prioritize that your time, your happiness, your cup, refilling your cup is important, right? So nobody's going to do it for you. People are not going to come to you and like say, oh my God, I absolutely appreciate you for doing the laundry and doing the dishes and doing this schedule and dropping me off at school. Like we rarely hear that, right? As mothers, we rarely hear that, right? But you know what we do here is like, oh mom, you're in such a great mood. Like it was so much fun to hang out with you, right? Same thing for like goes for husbands. Like, wow, you're in like this playful flirty mood. Let's play, right? So like those are the things that stay in memory. Not your laundry, not your like cleaning, not the dishes. Those things will always be there tomorrow, believe it or not, right? They always gonna be there to do. Like I'm a big advocate, like outsource that shit. Like who wants to like hey, your time, yourself is more important than any of that. Right? Your fun, your appreciation for who you are as a woman is way more important, because if you don't make sure, like if you don't set your boundaries and say, I am important, my time, nobody interrupts me, I'm going to get my bubble bath and like lock the door, nobody talk to me. Like if you don't set those rules with your family, nobody's gonna respect it. Nobody's gonna respect, like it's not gonna magically work like that where you're like, oh mom, what's this, like all the dishes are still in the sink. It's like, okay, son or daughter or whatever, like I'm just like imagining some shit. But anyway, like you get the point, right? Like nobody's gonna tell you like, nobody's gonna give you that level of respect if all you do is just follow the direction of others. Once you set your own boundaries based on your values and what's important to you, that is when people start respecting it, right? So anyway, did you hear about the challenge that I'm giving you tonight? Like, are you still wearing that pajama, or did you put the lingerie on, right? Like, how are you embracing your feminine energy today or tonight? Like, if not tonight, then when? Because there's always going to be tomorrow, and we all know we're never going to get things done tomorrow. So, like, if you don't do it today, when are you going to do it? Like, so go, like, take your pajamas off, go put the sexy lingerie on, and, like, start feeling sexy, like, start feeling beautiful, start feeling like a woman finally for once, So, and then you'll see, like, your husband looks at you differently. You're like, well, the kids don't need to know. But, like, you gonna look at yourself differently, and that's what matters, right? So, with that, my loves, I felt inspired to come out and talk to you tonight, and I'll stay consistent with reminding you to embrace your inner goddess. I know I see you. I know the goddess is within you, whether you choose to see it or not. I always see it in you. Mwah! Love you all.